I welcome you all on the last session for this semester. We'll be starting again in January, but this is the last one. In case if any one of you want me to explain anything, I can give you time individually, but collectively, this is my last session for the term. Okay, coming to an easy question, right, where you have to calculate the cost. You are provided with cash receive and disposal, you are provided with accumulated depreciation, and you are provided with loss on disposal. You can make a T account and find it out, or you can add and subtract, whatever your choice. Let me know your answers. Okay, Shapar, your answer is correct. Would you like to explain it? How did you get the answer? I'm switching your voice on.
Sir, am I audible?
Yep.
All right. So, um, what you could either make a disposal account over here in which the cost comes at the debit side of the disposal account, while the depreciation and the loss on disposal and the the sold value, basically 46,500 over here, all come at the credit side. So we add all of them together, which will be equal to the cost, and that is how we get the cost of the asset. So 72,400 plus 46,500 plus 23,000 will give you the cost of the asset, which is equals to 141,900.
Brilliant. Excellent. Thank you, Shapar. Uh, Now look at my solution. It is exactly what Shapar said. You know what I did? I wrote cash on the credit side, accumulate depreciation on the credit side, and uh, I wrote loss on the credit side, and I added them up. And then I said, okay, this is equal to cost. So there am I, exactly the same way as Shapar did it, right? Let's move on to the next question. It's an easy one, and I will explain if there is any ambiguity in any one of these options. Okay, yes, Maria, your answer is correct. It's A. C, B can't be the answer. C can't be the answer. Sometimes the students they mixed up with A and D. Now D is, you can argue. right, that changing fence can be a capital expenditure, but generally it is of not much value, number one. And number two, that fence doesn't last for more than 1 year. So it is like, after every year, and sometimes, even less than an year, you have to change the fence. And it doesn't cost much. But again, you can argue on it. But between A and D, I safely can say that A is the correct answer. Yes, Maria, that's fine. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, yes, Elia, your answer is correct. Uh, See, what you need to do is to prepare a ledger account at net book value. And do you know what is net book value? That is cost minus accumulated depreciation. So you write the net book value of the asset, and you write the disposal value, which is given 16 at net book value. Elia, would you like to explain that? Your answer is correct.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So it is we have when we have to calculate depreciation. So we'll take net book value at the start of the year, which is 245,000. Then we'll add 92,000, which is in addition to our non-current asset. We will subtract 16,000 because we have disposed of. So the value will be 321,000.
Right.
Then the net book value at the end of the year is 268,000. When we will subtract 321,000 from 268,000, the answer will be 53,000, which is C.
That's correct. Great, Elia. Thank you very much. Uh, let's see, Lare. Let's see. I've done the same thing. Uh, Look at my answer, right? The brought down balance at net book value, I have written 245. 92 is my purchases that I added to it, and then disposal I deducted, and the closing carried down I deducted, and the difference is, as Elias said, is 53. So there we are. This 53 is the difference, and that is depreciation charge for the year. Okay, let's move on to the next one. And Larib and Dua, I want your participation. Just write your answer, whether right or wrong, doesn't matter. You know. हाँ बताओ इसके बाद वाला कौन सा था? Correct, Maria. Good, good, Larib. Larib, I'm switching your voice on. Would you like to explain it? Larib, I can't hear you. Okay, Larib, check your device. It came and it went away. Your voice, because it is muted now. Okay, coming back to this. If you don't record the scrap value, right, you're not deducting the scrap value. The formula is cost minus scrap value divided by useful life. So if you don't deduct the scrap value, your depreciation will be too high, right? So number one is your depreciation will be too high. Now if you have more depreciation at the time of disposal, you've charged more depreciation than needed, so there's always a chance that you will end up with gain, with profit, right? uh, in case if your depreciation is more, your net book value is less, and most likely you will end up making pro profits, right? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, This is something that is not very difficult. It's an easy one. Okay. See, there is somebody whose name is not appearing in my list. Right. It says waiting for name. So who is this student whose name is not appearing? It says my system says waiting for name, and your answer is correct. I want you to explain that, but I don't know your name. That's an issue, right? Uh, Check out. I mean, I don't know. My device says waiting for name. It doesn't show your name. Okay. Coming back to this question, you have 200,000 worth of uh, non-current assets, out of which 40,000 you sold out. So you're left with 160,000. I'm showing you the answer. You know, how did I calculated it? It's 200,000 is the cost, less 40,000. I am left with 160,000. 160,000 into 20%, 32,000. And then there was some more purchases during the period, 50,000, and 20% of 50,000 is 10,000. So 32,000 plus 10,000, and the asset that I sold out, I'm charging depreciation in the year of purchase as well as in the year of sale. So in the year of sale, I use it for how many months? I I I I use it uh, for 9 months, right? So it is 40,000 from January till September. They're 9 months. So 40,000 into 20% is 8,000. 8,000 into 9/12 is 6,000. So my total depreciation charge for the period is 48,000. Is it okay, Elia? Dua, let me know. Maria, is it fine with you? Or you want me to explain this again? I charge depreciation on a month by month basis. Some of the assets I kept for whole year, so I charge full year's depreciation. There's one asset that I sold out after 9 months, so I charge 9 months depreciation on that. So altogether, it's 48,000 total depreciation charge for the year, right? Dua, let me know. Larib, is it fine with you? Maria, Elia, Aris, is it okay with you? Okay, try. This is an easy one, not a very difficult one. I am try and work it out, and I want you people to write your answer. Doesn't matter if it is wrong. Okay, can I have your attention here because I'm not getting any answer, right? I don't know why. I am explaining it. Let's start with this one. The cost is 26,000 and the rate of depreciation is 20%. So, and you're using the reducing balance method. You know what is reducing balance method? Okay, I just saw Shapar is given the correct answer. Shapar, I'm switching your voice on. Try and explain that, please.
All right, am I audible?
Yep, very well.
Okay. So the machinery was bought for 26,000, and over here we have been given by the rate of depreciation, which is 20% per annum. Now we bought the machinery on 1st October 2011. That means it was depreciated for 2 years, starting from 1st October 2011 for the year ending first 30th September 2012, and
That's
then
correct.
on 30th September 2013. So that makes 2 years of depreciation. Now,
Right.
when you calculate 26,000 20% for the year, for first year of depreciation, in order to find the accumulated depreciation, we get 5,200, and subtract, and then again you have to subtract the depreciation of the first year, and then apply 20% again. So that makes 26,000 into 20% minus 5,200 into 20%, which makes
That's right. It
4,160.
is. That's correct.
Now, the total accumulated depreciation of the 2 years is 5,200 plus 4,160, which is equal to
9360.
9,360.
That's right.
Now, you can make a disposal account, or you can just simply add 9,360, which is your accumulated depreciation, with the amount at which the asset was sold, which is 12,000, and subtract this by 26,000, and you will get a loss of 4,640.
Good. Great. Excellent.
Thank you.
Very well explained. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Let's see. I did almost the same thing what Shapar said. Look at my answer, right? I calculated 20% depreciation as she told us. 26,000 into 20% got 5,200. And the next year, as Shapar just said, 26,000 minus 5,200 into 20% is 4,000 plus depreciation. And then if I add it up, I got 9,360. What I did then, I made a disposal account. I wrote 26,000 on the debit side. I wrote cash 12,000 on the credit side. I wrote accumulated depreciation on the credit side. And then the remaining balance is what we call is loss, because we have sold for less than the net book value, so there's a loss of uh, you know on the credit side. Adua, is it okay? Larib, check it out. Haris, Maria, you know let's move on to the next one. Okay, correct Shapar, correct Elia. Elia, I'm searching on your voice. Try and explain this one, please.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yep, very well.
So we'll make a account of non-current asset.
Right.
We'll write on the debit side the opening, which is 83,000.
That's
We will
correct.
add the addition, which is 42,000. We will
That's
not
right.
write 15,000 because we have already purchased the equipment in the previous year and we have been using it. So
Great.
15,000 will not be added. We'll write 67,000 on the credit side. When we will add 83,000 and 42,000, then we will subtract with 67,000. So the answer is D, 58,000. Depreciation is 58,000.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. As Elia told us, we are going to make a T account, right? Anusha, check it out. Now my opening balance is 83,000. I'm not going to write that 15,000. Why? Because that I bought in the last year, so it's already there. My opening balance is 83,000. During the year, I bought further non-current asset of 42,000. Altogether it should be at the end 125,000. Right now it is not 125,000, it should be 125,000 if there is no depreciation, right, and no disposal. So there is no information about disposal. Let's talk about depreciation. It's not 125, rather the closing balance is 67. So the amount of depreciation is the missing amount, which is 58,000. Do I check it out? Is it okay with you, Lare, Haris, Maria, Anushe? You know, let me know if it is fine with you and I move ahead. Okay, let's try this one. Uh, Not a difficult one, something that most of you should be able to do it. Please do raise questions if you have any issues, right? Do not hesitate. Okay, right area, your answer is correct. Waiting for the name, another student is there. I don't have the name of that student. That is also correct. Elia, I'm switching on your voice. Could you please explain that?
So, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, very well, Elia.
So, in the question they have given net book value at 1st January, which is 20,000. Net book value at 31st, 18,000. Receipt from disposal, which is 3,500. Asset, which is bought 9,700, and loss on sale 650,000. 650. So first
650.
we'll make a yes. First we'll make a disposal account. We'll write the sale proceed, which is 3,500, and then we'll add 650. It will give
Right.
us the cost of the asset, which is
No, no,
4150,
no. It
because
won't give you the cost, Elia. It will give you the net book value because you're not treating
yeah,
the accumulated depreciation,
yes,
right?
yes,
So it will
yes,
give you the net book value.
it will give us the net book value of the asset which we have disposed of. We'll make a non-current asset account. So the opening balance will be 20,000 on the debit side. We have bought an asset for 9,700, which will be on the debit side. And we have disposed, which will be on credit side, which is 4150. We will write credit, the net book value at the end, which is 18,000. We will add 20,000 and 9,700, which will be 297,100. We will subtract this value from 4150 and 18,000, so our depreciation will be 7,550, which is C.
Okay, thank you. That's great. I did almost the same thing. Check out my answer. I followed what Elia said, that my cash received is on the credit side of the disposal account, 3,500. Anushe, Dua, Lare, your attention needed. Cash received on disposal is on the credit side, which is 3,500. Loss on the credit side, which is 650. So the net book value of the asset sold out is 4150. Now then I made the non-current asset account. Opening balance is 29,000. Opening balance is 20,000. Sorry. Purchases is 9,700. That makes it 29,700. Disposal is uh, I just calculated 4150, and the closing balance is 18,000. So the missing figure is the depreciation charge for the year. Right, Anusha, let me know if it is okay with you. Dua, Lare, Haris, Maria. Okay, I move on to the next question then. I'm moving on to the next question and try and solve it. Okay, this is quite an easy one, right? All you have to do is to calculate depreciation for the current year at net book value, and we know net book value is cost minus accumulated depreciation, right? And the rate of depreciation is 25%, reducing balance method. So the cost is 250,000, the accumulated depreciation is 95,000, and if you deduct them, 155,000 is the net book value, and you have to calculate 25% of it. Look at my answer, right? My calculation is 250,000 cost minus 95,000 accumulated depreciation into the rate, which is 25%, and that gives me the depreciation charge for the year. It is among the easier of the questions set by the examiner, right? I hope there's no problem. Lare, Dua, Anushe, Maria, Elia, right? Haris. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay. Uh, yes, Elia, correct answer. Maria, it's great. Maria, would you like to explain it? If you wish, just write yes. If you don't, write no. I'm waiting for your response. Yes, Maria, shall I switch on your voice? Okay, Elia, I'm switching your voice on. Explain the answer. Uh, Anushe, check it out. Haris, Lare, Dua, check it out how she's doing it. Yes, Elia.
Uh, Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
So we'll make a disposal account. We'll put 60,000, which is the cost on the debit side. On the credit side, we'll put 8,000, which is the sale proceeds. We'll put 3,000 on the credit side because it is a loss. We will add 8,000 and 3,000, which will give us 11,000. We will subtract 60,000 from 11,000, so our answer will be 49,000, which is the accumulated depreciation. So the answer is A.
Thank you, Elia. Good, great. Let's check what is my answer. It is exactly the same. I made a T account, right? 60,000 on the debit side, cash on the credit side, and loss on disposal on the credit side. cash is 8,000, loss on disposal is 3,000. So my balancing figure, as Elia said, is 49,000, right? So there we are. Next, this one is an easy one, right? All you have to do is to calculate depreciation on reducing balance method for 2 years and compare your net book value with the cash received, right? Try and find it out. The cost of the asset is 8,000. The cash received is 3,500. All you have to do is to calculate the accumulated depreciation to find out any loss or gain on disposal, right? Okay, good Shapar, good Elia. Shapar, I'm switching your voice on. Please do explain this one.
All right, so the motor vehicle costs 8,000 and it says that the depreciation has been charged for 2 years using reducing balance method. That means the first year depreciation will be 2,000 according
That's right.
to applying 25% on 8,000,
That's correct.
and subtracting 8,000 by 2,000 will give you the net book value, and then you apply 25% again, which on 6,000, and 6,000 25% will give you 1,500.
One fifteen
Accumulated
hundred.
depreciation of the 2 years will be 1,500 plus 2,000, which will give you 3,500. Now, since the asset was sold for 4,000, we will add 4,000 to 3,500 and subtract it by 8,000 in order to find the loss on disposal, which gives us
Great.
500.
Thank you. Thank you. Well explained. Let's see what Shapar has said. I've done almost the same thing. Uh, she said you have to calculate depreciation for the 2 years. Now, OAR, I'm calculating depreciation for the 2 year. For the first year, 8,000 minus 0 into 25%, which is 2,000. And the second year, 8,000 minus 2,000 into 25%, which is 1,500. And as she said, our accumulated depreciation is 3,500. And then I put it in the ledger. Cost is 8,000 debit, cash is credit 4,000, accumulated depreciation is credit 3,500, resulting in a loss of 500. Right? Let's move on to this one. It's quite a tricky one. You have to think and answer. Don't get rushed. You may use your numbers if you wish. Right? Look at this one and try and answer this. And I want each one of you to answer, whether it's right or wrong doesn't matter. It doesn't have any numbers, right? It's quite a theoretical approach of what the effect of depreciation using different methods, right? I want each one of you to answer it, whether right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I will explain you at the end. Okay, that's an interesting question, quite an interesting one. Can I have your attention, all of you? It's important that you understand what it means. Uh, See, 10,000 is the cost of the asset. Depreciation for first year, if reducing balance is 60% means 6,000. And if you charge depreciation using a straight line, it's 10,000 minus 2,000 divided by 2, right? 10,000 is the cost minus the scrap value, which is 2,000, comes to 8,000, divided by 2 is 4,000. So your depreciation is 4,000 if you use a straight line, and if you use reducing balance, your depreciation is 6,000, right? And depreciation is an expense. So if you use reducing balance, your profit will be less in year one, right? And if you use straight line, your profit will be high in year one. Now in year two, if disposal is done, uh, year one's depreciation straight line is 4,000, year two is 4,000, 4 plus 4 is 8,000, right? So the net book value of the asset is 2,000. Whereas if you use the reducing balance method, it is 6,000 depreciation for the first year and 2,400 for the second year. It's 8,400. So your net book value is 1,600, right? Using reducing balance. So you have more chances of profit on disposal in case if you use reducing balance method. You're charging 8,400 at depreciation and your net book value is 1,600. So the answer is statement 2 and statement 3 are correct, right? You can try and work it out manually by using figures, right? Try and use figures, and if you don't understand, I can explain that in the class. Don't worry. Okay. Thank you. And it's all for the next term. In case if you need any help, you can ask me in the class, or I can do something, some extra time for you. Thank you for coming and supporting this program of learning. I'm glad that you people came and help each other out and helped me in explaining things better. Thank you, Shapa. Thank you, Elia, especially because you people have contributed the most, right? I'm thankful to all the other participants, including Dua and Haris and Taha and Mahin and Maria and those who came, Anushe, quite regular, you know. I will not be able to take all the names because I don't remember them, but I'm thankful to all of you who came. Thanks a lot, and it's over from my side for this session. Allah Hafiz.